What is a bond? How does a bond actually work? I'm Clay, let me explain. To start things off, let's just put bond aside. Don't even worry about bond anymore. Get that word out of your mind. Is it out of your mind? Okay, cool. So what I want to focus on right now is just a loan. What is a loan? How does the loan work? If you know all this, just bear with me. So a loan in this situation, let's just say, is for a house. So let's put some windows there. That kind of looks like a face, but that's okay. Pretend that that is a house, and this house is for sale for $100,000. So there's a sign in the yard. There we go. For sale, $100,000. That is the cost of that house. And over here you have Joy. And Joy sees the house and she's like, I like that house. I would like to purchase that house. So what does Joy have to do? Because she doesn't have $100,000. Well, Joy is going to do what? She's going to hop over here and come talk to the trustee bank. And she's going to say, you know, bank, I see this house. I like this house. The house costs $10,000. And she's going to come up with an agreement with them. And down here, the bank is going to say, hey, you know what? Good. Meaning, well, we agree. We've done some analysis. And that looks like a good deal for us. Meaning your credit checks out. So they're going to do some research. And for them, it seems like a good deal. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to give Joy, or they're going to make an agreement with Joy. So down here, we'll talk about the agreement. And part of that agreement is going to be the number, which would be $100,000, known as the principal. Down here, you would need 30 years. So that would just be the length of the loan. I'm trying to think. Yeah, 30 years is pretty standard. Usually in the mortgage market, 30 years or 15 years. But all it is, point here being, that is the length. And then down here, and I'm just making this up, let's say 5.5%. And that would be the interest rate. Meaning that is how the bank is going to be making their money. So that is the agreement that is made between Joy and the bank for the purchase of this house, right? That would be a mortgage. If you're not sure what a mortgage is, hey, now you understand the basics of a mortgage and how that works. A mortgage payment is just based off of and calculated from those numbers down there, which is part of the agreement. But now let's focus on what a bond is. Well, a bond really is the exact same thing. There's just different terms and such that are thrown into the mix. So let me change up the colors here. So instead of Joy over here, you know, wanting or needing something, it's going to be more so like so we'll put a bunch of windows here for, you know, some just pretend those are like skyscrapers. So it could be some sort of company. That is going to need money, right? Because Joy needed $100,000, but sometimes companies need money. Who else needs money? Well, these are supposed to be some pillars. Good old Uncle Sam, right? The government sometimes needs money. And there's other different ways, there's other different entities, but the two main ones are going to be government and then companies need money. Just like Joy needed $100,000. So what are they going to do? Well, they are going to actually offer up, instead of loans, now look at it as bonds. They're going to say to, hey, the public, to anybody that's willing to listen, we need money. And in this situation, let's just say that they want to collect $100,000 total, but they're willing to do it in pieces. They're willing to do it, not necessarily looking for one person to give them $100,000, but they're offering multiple bonds in order to raise the $100,000. So once again, they need $100,000 in total. So what they're going to do is, like I said, just offer that up to people. So now all of a sudden, Joy is no longer over here. She's actually over here. Or in other words, Joy is essentially playing the role of the bank, because the companies or the government is going to offer up and try to make an agreement with Joy to get her to give them some money. To give them what? A loan. It's just not called a loan, it's just called a bond. A bond is the mechanism that is being used here. So from that point of view, let's just say that a bunch of things get thrown out, and then finally says, I like that. That is good. So much so that I accept this agreement. Now the agreement down here, same exact thing, just a little bit different terms. So like I said, in this situation, they need 100,000 total, but Joy doesn't have 100,000, but she's willing to, you know what? I'm going to give, in this situation, $1,000. So $1,000 is what they're offering and what Joy's going to give them, and that is what's known as the face value. So the face value of this bond, of what is the loan, $1,000. The next part of it is going to be not the length in terms of a mortgage length, but as far as a maturity date. So in other words, did you see our special lighting effects? Spent top dollar for those. The maturity date here is going to be, that's part of the bond. And then finally down here, they're not going to call it an interest rate, they're going to call it a coupon rate. And those are the main functions, those are the main parts of a bond. Again, the face value is really just the principal of the loan. The maturity date is really just the length of the loan, and the coupon rate is really just the interest rate of the loan. I don't know why they had to change stuff around, but I guess that's the markets for you. So those are the three different dynamics of what a bond is. It's literally just like a loan. But maybe you're thinking, okay, Clay, how does the math actually work up? Why did Joy say good? What number was she looking at that made her agree to, make the agreement with, these different dynamics of it? So let's take a look at the math. I've assigned some numbers and try to color code it. So we've already had $1,000, and that is the face value. We have 10, and that is the maturity date right up here. And then we have the coupon rate, which 4% right there. So coupon of 4%. And the one thing to keep in mind is it's paid annually, and I'll show you what that means when something is paid annually. So the math is nothing complicated at all. If you know how to do some multiplication and some division, you'll be good to go. So the first part that you're going to do is just figure out, well, how much per year, right? Annually, that means per year. How much per year is this bond actually going to pay? So in order to do that, you have to take the face value, which is 1,000, and you multiply that by the coupon rate, and that is going to give you, what color should I? Let's just go back to the black. That's going to give you $40. So in kind of jargon, if you will, that's going to be the coupon rate per year. So this bond is going to give you $40 per year. And that is why, hopping back up here, these are called fixed income, because you know how much you're going to get. Whereas let's say a stock, for example, stocks are fluctuating all over the place. You could lose money, you could make money, you just don't know. But with fixed income, you can do math and know that, okay, based off of the agreement that Joy made, she knows she's going to get $40 per year. And sometimes, and this will also vary, but how is this paid out? Well, in several situations, this would be known as the payment schedule. And all the payment schedule means is, hey, you know what? Well, it's a schedule of payments, right? So when is this going to be paid out? And in this situation, let's just say it's semi-annually. Semi just meaning 2. So 2 times a year, Joy is going to get a payment. So we already know that the per year rate is $40. So all you do here is just divide that by 2. And that's telling you that twice every year, Joy is going to get a payment of $20. Math, very straightforward, nothing complicated at all. You're just taking the face value, multiplying it by the coupon rate, and that's going to give you a number. And then based off of the payment schedule and how the bond is actually structured, again, that's going to vary, but you would know all of that going in. Hence, that's part of the fixed income because you know all these different parts of the agreement. You would be able to calculate out the remainder of that, which again, yes, you get $40 per year, but because the payment schedule states it's semi-annually, meaning 2, then each one of those is going to be $20. Maybe that's going to be quarterly meaning 4. So in this situation, you would just divide that by 4, and now you would know that you would be getting $10 4 times per year. But that is what a bond is. That is how a bond works. It's just a loan. But instead of you, basically the person, you get to play the role of the bank. And you get to determine, do you like the agreement or don't you? And if you do, you can say, good, I accept. And you're going to have all the information needed for you to know how much exactly you would be getting paid every year or however it works. And then for how long too, because in this situation, Joy is again going to be making $40 per year for the next 10 years because that's when the bond matures. Mature meaning it's over the loan agreement and the loan has been met and everything, both parties go their separate ways. So that is what a bond is. If there are any other questions or you have suggestions for more Clay Explained videos, leave those down below. If you are out there trading a loan currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.